Can you just do? Doesn't Spark have like spark.range?
Mm, party. It does. Okay. Rocking. So, let's see here. Let's see if we're actually live. I'm gonna do a quick little check on where would it be? Okay, yeah, it would be on Twitch. Would be where we could see it if it actually went live. It looks like we went live. Cool. And sometimes it's just a black screen, so I'm gonna check and see if it's not just a black screen. And it's not just a black screen. Hello, friends. So, it has been a hot minute since done a stream. Um, but yeah, we're gonna do a stream. It's great. We're joined again by the amazing Devin. Uh, Devin is wonderful and has agreed to review a PR.
Yes, I have. And hello.
I'm very excited, and we're trying to get this. Well, I'm trying to get this PR in, and Devin has agreed to review it, which will help unless we find terrible things I have to fix by tomorrow, because there's a branch cut coming up. And generally, we try and not land new features after the branch cut. You know, plus minus a few days, it's probably fine, right? Like if it lands on Tuesday, I can probably still get away with that. On the other hand, if it lands on like what's that called? Next Friday, probably it's going to be a little awkward, and I might be a bit of a push. And I don't really want to work this weekend personally. I'm gonna go and pretend that computers don't exist. Um, so I'm really looking forward to that. And here, yeah. So let's go to live view. Here we can see I tried to use sc.parallel. I tried to do spark.parallelize, and but then Devin pointed out spark range works fine. Um, it's a good reminder that even if you work on a project for 15 years or however long it is, you don't always remember the API. Everything you do.
I mean, nobody remembers the API. I think that's like, I was guessing. So like, yeah, documentation is just
Yeah.
always always what to use. So, yeah.
And so yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring up the PR so we can look at it together. And then we were also maybe gonna look a little bit at how the PR works. Um, Maybe we might do that offline. Sort of depends on timing today. Devin is a little bit more uh, time zone constrained, I think. So here, it does show a CI failure. It's for like what's it called? Docker container build, and this has not really changed anything meaningful in Docker container builds, and it's just a known flake. Sometimes some of the tests flake, and it's such a huge project. This is just kind of expected. Um, but so yeah, Devin, do you want to sort of drive before you want to go? What you want to dig into, and I can try and answer your questions as we're going.
Yeah. So last time we covered basically the high level flow. We talked a little bit about uh, some of the logic that was done some of the transpile logic that's done in Python, and we considered briefly putting that into Scala, but then I think we rejected that because it feels hacky and not quite right. At a high level, everything here makes sense to me. I mean, I've spent quite a bit of time staring at the code. So let's just kind of do another walkthrough. Um, what like one more high level walkthrough how it works. Like how transpilation works, how you turn it on, how you turn it off after you've turned it on if it's not working.
Mm,
Uh, and then it'd be super useful to if we have time um, to see it in action actually to see
see a
like a
transpile some stuff.
real transpiled lambda.
Yeah, yeah.
So that that I think would be the most useful.
Cool. Yeah. So let's do a walkthrough and refresher. That sounds like a great idea. And I'm just gonna got I've got like three copies of the same window up because yeah, I normally like stream, but now I've got like the actual code over here is the Google Meet where we're talking, and then over there is the other screen that's showing me what's going out to the world. So I've got three copies of the same screen, which also means I can't like sneakily look up things on another window and pretend that I know what I'm doing. It's terrible. It's terrible. Error conditions, super normal. We've got sort of standardized error messages in Spark, and this is just like, hey, there's some new error conditions that we can encounter if you enable transpilation. So
Yeah.
we should turn this on. The other thing here is in the build, um, transpilation unit tests are kind of slow because we essentially run the same code twice, and we do it actually a few hundred times. Um, and so if there's no changes to the transpilation code, it skips the transpilation unit tests. This is a bit of a design decision. It's not great because you could probably find a way to break the transpilation stuff without that. But because we're in sort of this resource constrained world, thanks to our wonderful AI robot overlords consuming so many of the GPU running, not GPU, GitHub action hours. We don't have time to run the full test suite all the time, and so this is like a trade off. It's not one that I love, but I think it is what it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's an experimental feature right now too. So
Yeah,
like, and I don't love it either, but um, yeah, since it's experimental, like I think it's more okay.
it's more
To
okay.
to have it run, uh, you know,
And if
select.
it does become less experimental, we turn it on by default all the time.
Yep. Yep.
But also, if anyone happens to be at Microsoft watching, mm, the ASF could use a few more GitHub action hours, and by a few
Yep.
more, I mean several 100,000 more per week. Um, um, okay, right. Tests. We have to register our tests, otherwise they don't run, which is not great because it can give you a false sense of security because you write some tests and then you're just like, everything works. But this is true. I did change an existing error condition here because it's something that I ran into while I was doing this, where essentially, and this was like I was writing some tests, which were converting columns into booleans, and it was just like the error message just didn't tell you what the column was that couldn't be converted. So I was like, let's tell you what the column is that you can't do this to. Made it way easier to find where I was screwing up. Um, the hypothesis tests. I don't know if we ever looked at them. I don't. I don't know. Um, but
I think we started. I think we started with the hypothesis test and then kind of drilled in from there last time. But yeah,
okay, yeah.
let's go back through them though,
And so
because we started here. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no. So this is part of why it's so slow is because hypothesis tests like generate a lot of test cases. It's not just like the ones that we wrote down. It's like a programmatic sort of definition where you'll like define an invariant about your code, and then it'll test it. And it's really good for optimizers and things like that, where you have a thing that you know is true, and so you can just say my optimized version should behave the same as my non-optimized version, except faster. Except we don't have the faster part encoded as a rule. We just say like the value should be the same because faster inside of CI is a shit show trying to measure it. Because yeah, but so it's just like hey, these things should be equivalent. Oh yeah, and I did this, so I resolved that. The thing that I think maybe you called it out, or I called it out, was just like um, so in addition to having hypothesis guess stuff, we can also give it suggestions about things that we know are going to be bad. And so it's like, well, in 32 boundaries, I'm not saying for sure it's going to be different between the two, but like we should definitely test at in 32 and at long boundaries, right? Like we should make sure that we're including these in our test. And we've got similar things for the Boolean edge pairs. And now we have +4 on safe, so I can resolve that comment. So I
Yep.
wrote down some of the comments from when we were going through it together because I was logged into
Yes.
my
Yeah.
account. But like we can see that I've actually done the things that I said I could do.
Yes.
So we've got more testing here. Um, and yeah, so these are like relatively simple UDFs, but they're sort of the things that we expect to be able to handle in these cases. And we'll actually probably um, ooh, this will be interesting. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work. I mean, like, it will work in tests, but if we define it in the REPL, I don't know if it's going to work. So I do want to try this in the REPL. Because
Yeah.
this is maybe a little weird side note. Because we use inspect.get source, the behavior between something that's written in a file and something that's written in the REPL is not the same. And
Yeah.
then also potentially not the same with IPython. But it's okay if we can't get the source, we just fail.
Well, it'll just run without transpilation.
Yeah, it'll just run without transpilation.
By
Yeah,
all means,
sorry.
fall back to non-transpiled. Yes. 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 Do it.
Good
It'll
clarification. Yes,
still work.
your code will still work. The important like your code will still work. It just won't be quite as amazing as it could be. Um,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, super great clarification there. Okay. So sort of similar logic here, right? Where we're just like, oh yeah. So this is one of the things here. So with SQL conf, this is a thing, convenient syntax inside of Spark for saying like, hey, I want to run this code with transpilation enabled, right? And then we can also, run with it disabled here, right? And so we've got the interpreted UDF and the transpiled UDF defined in the same block. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice and simple. Um, and then here, essentially, we say like, hey, if there's an error during transpilation, there should also be an error during interpretation. They don't have to be the same error, right? Like that's fine, because we would expect them to be different. But essentially, like if you encounter an error, you should encounter an error in both cases. Um, and yeah, so similar sort of things here. And this gets kind of boring, but essentially, like for all of them, we're just
Yeah.
testing it.
Test.
Um,
Yeah.
Similar manual parity tests in case people don't have hypothesis installed. It's a much more narrow set of test cases, but I did want us to have something in case people didn't have hypothesis. Um, yeah. Unit tests also, hypothesis is great, but when things go wrong, it's not always the easiest to debug. So it's really good for catching errors. It's not great for debugging. So also some simple unit tests so you can drill down more quickly. Um, Holy shit, so much code. Yeah. As a ratio, this PR is mostly tests,
It is
um,
mostly tests. Yes.
which
It
I have
is.
mixed feelings about. But
Well, yeah. I mean, I prefer it this way for something that. Yeah. I. Yeah.
yeah,
No. I think it's good. I think it's good.
I think it's good. I definitely, it's still like, yeah, it is probably the right thing. It's just like not how I necessarily wanted to spend the last month of my life, right?
Okay. Well. Yes. Yes.
Um, yeah. Um, yeah.
Yeah. It's the difference between good for the code base and good for like your soul.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess my soul doesn't really matter, in this context, right? Like, it, it,
Well, it does. But yeah.
um, so some other things to just call out here while we're going through it, right? Um, we should probably handle like this better, right? Like if someone writes a UDF like def x plus x without a return statement, it is going to return none. We should probably tell them that that's you know you probably meant to put a return statement here. Um, and there's like there's a lot of just random like JIRAs that are filed as future like nice to haves where it's like, hey, since we're inspecting the code in a way that we haven't historically done, we could do more hinting to the user about mistakes they might have made,
Yeah.
which I think is especially important now that people don't even necessarily read their code. Um, so that's
Yep.
good, but you know, they're all nice to have, and this PR is already a little too big for my personal comfort, so I just left them as things to follow up on.
Hmm.
Binary operations, oh dang it, yeah, are a little rough. So one of the sort of challenges here is yeah, okay. So this category here, and this is also the thing that's not really perfect. It's kind of funky, but just like where we need to know if we're converting plus to a numeric operation or a string operation, because it can be either in Python. And we do this kind of by trying to infer the types, but we don't have like super great type information. And so as it stands, it's like, hey, are these booleans, binaries, numerics, or strings, or like is this just some stuff I don't know, right? Like, so if you're trying to do binary operations on complex data types, like you could totally write that. This code is not going to handle it. It's just going to kick it back to interpreted mode, right? Um, which I think is fine. I don't, again, I don't super love it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, I just saw something that I want to clean up. But I don't know if I should. 394 and 396. I could make 394 in the style of 396, and it would be slightly cleaner to read, because, um, uh, or vice versa. Um, just the two different ways of comparing it next to each other, not ideal.
Yeah.
Um, do I want to do that? What do you think? Should I do that? Let's
It's a quick fix, right? I can even I can even just put it in as a suggestion. You can just
Oh,
accept
that'd be
it.
awesome. Yeah, if you could just put it in as a suggestion, that'd be amazing. I am lazy. Um, how many other things? Yeah, and then our main thing is this like it's not a parser because we already have the AST, but essentially like we're doing recursive descent transpilation on the AST here, and we're it's, I question as to like if bottom up or top down is the right way to go. Eh. But oh, that's new.
What was that?
Um, the GitHub PR view overwhelmed Chrome.
Oh,
It's not even that bad a PR. I don't think. It's only 5,000 lines of code.
yeah. I mean, yeah. But I also, yeah. There's probably some other stuff that's eat,
Hmm.
eating up some memory.
Yeah.
Can you remind me what line numbers that was?
Yeah, it was
Uh,
396. I'm 394. I want to say. Let's double check here. Right. Yeah.
which file? Sorry,
Transpile.py.
that's what I thought. Okay.
Ah,
Yep.
hello, Yusuf. Thanks for joining us. Um, and like again, just reiterating, there's like a lot of things where it's like we could do it, we're not going to do it right away. Like AST comparison, like A less than B less than C, relatively trivial to implement, but like it's just for now. Maybe I should actually file this as a follow-up ticket. Let me do that. I'll do that really quickly. Uh, just so we don't lose track of it. So we have single login now. So I don't trust it, so I still keep all of my old passwords on the ASF, which is maybe silly. You never know. You never know. It's going to be this one. Okay, and then more. Create subtask.
Why? Okay, GitHub has been very unhappy with me lately, and I
This
don't know. Like it keeps, yeah. I'm gonna have to re-authenticate.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
give me like 10 hours. No, I'm kidding. I'm just- Um, give me just a minute to.
Yeah.
I have to use. I have to use.
Hmm. No, I got you. How about while you're doing that, I get the local demo running.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Because it's gonna take me a minute to um yeah. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna launch Emacs. Which has a weird warning. Uh, installation nanny demo. Okay. Uh, oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually just gonna grab some stuff here really quickly, just because. Yeah. Here we go. Oh right. Okay. So interesting note. That transpilation requires ANSI mode to be enabled, which is we talked about this in the context of pandas too, right?
Yeah.
This is like the Spark SQL engine has different ways of running, um, and if you're trying to transpile like Python logic into Spark logic, you really just want to be targeting one consistent way for it running. And since ANSI mode is the default one, that's the one that I think makes sense for us to target. And it's totally fine if you've got a thing where you can't use it. It's fine. You just don't enable transpilation. Or if you do, it'll just refuse to run. Not refuse to run. It'll run the regular code. It will not transpile your code for you. Um, and so yeah, there's our classic friend where we add the number four. The super, super important problem that everyone big data.
Well, I mean, like business logic
Yeah.
can just be like encoded in a Python function, and maybe your business is just to add four to everything.
Yeah, number go up,
Like
right?
number go up. Yep.
Number go up. It's a good business. It's a good business. I will say that my startup was not successful, so I perhaps don't know what business is. Um, but I will. I think adding numbers together is a big part of business.
Yes.
And if anyone
I
wants
think
billions of
add,
dollars,
I think you want to add more than you subtract, and I think that adding four probably is a sign of a successful business. So I think it's a good test case.
It's a good business. It's a great business.
But you can encode business logic and in Python functions, and that's actually pretty common, even if they are less efficient to kind of run, because you can use that Python function with pandas as well if you have things like that. So I've seen I've seen a lot of different cases of UDFs being like some, it's not going to be adding four, of course, but like some math that you run um, in a function, and it could be transpiled, but you really want to have this business logic in one place as a type of function. And so
Yeah.
yeah,
And
this is going to be super useful for those types of use cases, which are incredibly common.
yeah, and drift, like that's a really big thing, right? Like is and we see it all the time, and that's why like the the streaming wars, for example, like became kind of the batch wars, and it's because like having your business logic in three different places is a good way to have three different copies of your
Yep.
numbers that don't agree with each other, and then your auditors get very upset,
Yep.
right? And it's just not good, right? Like you want one place to define it, and you want that place to be one that you can use everywhere else that you need it. Um, so yeah. Oh yeah. Damn it. Why did I? No. Execute. Cool. Df dot select pdf p.
So you didn't define PUDF just yet.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta do that. So user defined function. Ah, here we can see that I have the fancy autocomplete turned on, but I'm also not used to using the fancy autocomplete. I don't know. Nowadays, I should probably turn it off because realistically, nowadays, if I'm editing code by hand, it's because the fancy autocomplete is getting it wrong. Um, but although I guess here I'm editing it by hand, and the fancy autocomplete is fine, probably. Mini
Yeah.
demo.
Takes are long.
Why you know? Oh. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Okay. This a mode? No, that's only a mode in Scala. Um, what's the Python equivalent of the paste command? Is there?
Um, that's a good question. I always just Command V, and sometimes it gets all mangled because of tabs, and like sometimes my Python environment will like add its own tabs in there and get everything to like kind of cascade in this weird way. But
Yeah, where it's like, I guess this is a
why isn't
test.
why isn't the file running?
What?
Why isn't the file? You tried to run the
Oh
file.
yeah, it was not happy with something, and I was like, I'll put it in the repo, and then I'll get useful error messages out of it.
What
Um,
was what was it unhappy about?
I don't know. Let's run it. CMD. Oh, that's because yeah, okay. Uh, that's how you submit in. Back in my day, we submitted
Yeah.
our Python files with PySpark, not what's but yeah, no, because I'm used to writing it this way or using yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay.
Okay.
Um, uh, grab this. Okay, well, we'll start with this, and this should work, and then we'll enable. Oh, okay. Oh, we have to import the Um, although integer type isn't in that. Interesting. Um, integer type. All right. Yeah. Could have used IPython. Oh, but here we can see that our business logic is correct. We have added
Right.
4.
And it was fast. It didn't fastish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It it didn't have to do the Java to Python thing in order to do this,
So,
right?
well, actually,
It
so this is using the slow path, right? Like we haven't
oh,
enabled
okay.
transpilation yet.
Sorry.
So
Sorry. Yep.
we'll
Sorry. When I saw the file, I thought that you had set it to
oh yeah, no, not yet. Um,
okay. Well, it works
it works, right? So
without changing anything, which is good news for anybody who uses Spark.
yes, if we could not add 4, it would be bad. Okay, let's enable transpilation. Now, to be clear, also like there's a chance this doesn't work, right? Because like, oh god. But hey, whatever. What could go wrong? Okay, cool.
That'll be fine. Live demos are always
They're spicy. They're spicy.
but yeah.
Do I need to redefine everything? Probably not. Oh, okay. So, other thing I want to do. Well, actually, yeah. Let's run this. Now, the question is, will this look materially different in the web UI? Someone just rang the doorbell, so I don't super know. Um, let me double check. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. I
Okay.
make sure that it's not like the end of the world. It's, oh no, no, it's great. It's great. We should figure out a way to hide it later. Okay, cool. Good news. Not the end of the world. Just the postman. My dog is convinced it's the end of the world, but we're probably fine. Arguably. Arguably. Okay. These are all from today, so yeah, that's probably real. Um, now these are all show strings. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So if we go over here to SQL data frame, um, what have we got? Well, oh, I should have given it with name. Things that you think. Well, okay,
Oh, we'll be able to tell even just by looking.
yeah. So let's see if we can go look at these query plans and see if we can see a difference between any of them. Range, project, collect, limit. Okay, well, that seems pretty simple. These are all just going to be
Yep.
there we go.
Yep. Yep. So the first ones that you clicked on were the most recent.
And they're a factor of 10 faster.
It's just well, it's just a projection, right? The plus goes into the project.
In a batch eval Python. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
0.1 seconds versus 1 second. Factor of 10 faster. Now, we could go raids, venture around on this, tell you what.
Yeah. Or publish a paper.
I don't know. Well, we could publish a paper provided that it was reviewed entirely by people's AI agents. So, nature, here we come. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah. But it works. Yes? Great success.
Yeah. No, that's great. Um, that is excellent.
I'm really stoked.
Um, okay. Can we try one more example, but something maybe a little bit more? I okay. Yeah.
Okay, what's our next example? Lay it on me, boss.
Oh.
Are we gonna add the number 5? Are we gonna add 2 numbers?
um. So let's just make a function that has a few lines of Python. Um, will it not work?
Depends what those lines of Python are. Um,
Let's just assign call plus four to a variable,
Oh, okay, okay.
and then return the variable maybe plus one or something like that,
Ooh,
just
okay.
so that it's a little bit more.
I believe that this is not going to work, but I think it'll be useful for showing fallback. And this is like the next thing is because like
Okay.
I was debating about, and this was something, eh, I was debating about how to handle variable assignment. Like if we wanted to actually assign the variable, or just kind of like build the math expression as we go,
Mhm.
working backwards. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Let's save that for like the second PR because like it could very easily get to be really huge.
No,
Plus five evil. Um, so this will probably do PyCon dash eval.
you need to change the plus four call there first
Oh, yeah.
too, inside
Sorry.
user define.
Five evil. Okay, great.
All right, but this this will fall back
Yeah.
because there's an. Okay, yep, I see.
And here we go. Yeah. Functions with more than one top level statement are not supported by the transpiler. So we output the warning where if you
Yep,
return no
good.
transpilation, we explicitly tell you like, hey, you asked for transpilation, we can't give it to you, but we're still going to give you the correct answers.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because functions can get like arbitrarily complex, and so starting with the kind of lambda style first, like, yeah, I think that's the perfect place to start. Um, but falling back is great. Yeah.
yeah, and falling back in a way that the user sees it, right? Like it's not a surprise. You're not like, oh my, well, it might be a surprise, but at least it's a surprise where you got a warning. So like, if you were depending on transpilation, your job takes 10 times as long. You're like, okay. But also, this is like what I want to fix next. But I really want to land just like this minimal. I just need
Hmm.
to merge 5,000 lines of code, Devin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and then the next one can probably be like
Yeah, the
another
next one
five.
can be like a few hundred lines. Like I think realistically, there's like this minimum chunk that we have to land because
Yeah,
in Spark we don't land like we generally, I mean, sometimes we do, but we generally try and land things that are usable on their own, right? So like you don't land an API if you don't also have like a use for it.
yeah,
And so it's like cool. I need to land like a minimal end-to-end chunk, and then I can go from there.
cool. This is amazing. I know you've worked really hard on this, so
Thank you.
uh,
And if you could write that in my performance eval,
yes, I will.
thank you. Anyone from Snowflake watching, I always love unsolicited positive feedback.
Okay, so um, I put the suggestion in there,
Awesome.
so you
I'll
should
go
be
accept it.
accept it. Um, and then I think we're good. Like I don't think there's really anything else blocking this.
Okay, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did also have a fix that I was gonna do. Is in the CI, I was gonna make it so that the default number of examples which we run in CI, not on developer machines, but in CI specifically, is a bit lower. Because right now it's at the level where sometimes it flakes because it times out and sometimes it doesn't, depending on which runner it gets assigned to. So I was just going to cut it by a factor of 10 so it never flakes.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Yeah. But locally, still, if you're running it, it'll run like 1,000 examples because like you have a computer that's not made of um, I don't know whatever the GitHub runners are made of, which as far as I can tell is last year's ARM CPUs and a little bit of hopes and dreams. But yeah, awesome. Thanks for thanks for doing this. Thanks everyone for watching. Um, yeah, well, pretty great. I'm gonna go drink more coffee, and then I'm gonna go see a movie at 6. I'm really excited. Uh, anyway, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Devin. This is amazing.
All right.
If you find any other issues, please just comment on GitHub. Otherwise, I'll try and merge this probably tomorrow, and I'll have a little merge party here on my live stream. So one or two people can join me in the brief moment of happiness, which is when you merge code before you find out what you did wrong. That like several hours of like, I'm a genius, until you realize that you are not a genius, or at least I realize I'm not a genius. That's me. Sorry, I talked a lot. Thanks so much. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up the stream, and then we can chat some business numbers. Let me make sure that I actually wrap up the stream though.
Okay.